Hello guys and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to talk about Corepunk and which classes can you actually play. And at the moment we only have 3 classes confirmed in the game. So I mean, we know the 3 classes, what they are called. The other classes we don't really know anything about at all. So first of all, we can start talking about the 3 classes that are already confirmed, and then let's talk about the other heroes that we have seen a picture of, but we can only guess what they actually are out from the picture. So first of all, we have the Paladin, as you can see in the background. Beside the Paladin, we also have the Ironclad. And as the last one we have confirmed is the one called Bomba Girl. So we have Paladin, Ironclad and Bomba Girl. As you can see in the top right corner, well, that's over there, you can see they have like 3 specializations they can choose between. So in this case you can see the Paladin has a hammer on his first one that has been chosen with orange ring. The Ironclad has like a spear on his, so you can see there's like a spear on the one he's actually the specialization he's on right now, and Bomba Girl has like a gun. The cool part is if you look closely to the other ones, you will actually be able to see that there will be other specializations. For example here, the next one for the Paladin is, it looks like a shield, and the last one is like a holy book. So that's probably because he could be a tank and also a healer. This one we can see in the middle, he's like an enraged one, so probably like a brute mode where he's like brutal. The last one looks like a fist weapon. Bomba Girl has like in the middle a bomb. And on the third one, it looked like a bit like a rabbit rocket. Beside this, each of the classes has 4 spells by themselves. So you can see right now the Paladin, he has these 4 spells, that is unique class abilities. So each class has 4 class abilities depending on, of course, the specialization and so on. And then of course you can get items from other sources in the game, from all artifacts and so on. So that is how you can actually see the get spells in the game. So as we have seen now, we have the Paladin, who can probably be a damage dealer, like a Retribution Paladin, like a Protection Paladin, like a Holy Paladin. We have an Ironclad, who looks like he's going to be some kind of a Protection Warrior, probably a Fury Warrior, and probably like some kind of an Arms Warrior, you know, like the typical Orc Warrior. And then we have this Bomba Girl, who can be like a assassin, a bomber, and some kind of a specialist. So that's how we see them as it is right now. I'm probably, if you ask me personally, I'm probably most hyped about this Paladin guy. I love playing Holy Paladins in games, so if I can be a Holy Paladin and heal people, count me in. So if we take a little bit deeper look at this panel here. So there we go. So if we take a look at this list here, and if we make me myself a bit bigger. So if we take a look at this list here that this mouse is right now covering around, if you look at the first one, the first picture, it's like it's a guy, it's a human. We have already seen in some of the videos that he can be a guy with a big two-handed sword. That big two-handed sword, he actually, in the trailer itself, he's actually tanking a boss with that two-handed sword. So I think he's going to be some kind of a warrior who's being able to actually tank with a two-handed sword, if we follow the trailer. But I guess he's probably going to be some kind of he's probably going to be a bit like Varian from Heroes of the Storm, where he can be like with a two-handed sword, he can be with a shield and a one-handed weapon, and he can probably be with a 2 dual-wielded weapons. I mean, I'm just guessing. It's just all guess. The second one is the Orc we already have seen, who can be like this protection warrior with a sword and a shield. Well, not a sword, but a spear and a shield. He reminds me a bit of the Amazon from Diablo. The third one, the blue guy, we have no idea who he is. But if you ask me, he looks like someone who would probably maybe be a rogue. a roguish character. Or he could have some kind of necromantic spells because he has all these red dots in his face. So he's probably maybe someone who's actually dealing with blood rituals. The number 4 one looks like, I mean, I have no clue. She looks like some kind of a cyber warrior. So maybe she's going to be some kind of a cyber warrior. But I have no clue. The 5th one, the dwarf with the big bird. We have seen in the trailer he runs around with a big gun on his back, and he can some kind of use a spell on other people who makes them run faster. So he's probably going to be like an engineer, I would guess. So he's probably a guy who can set up turrets, shoot with his gun, you know, like a normal engineering guy, a tinker class, I would probably say. Then we have number 6, who's the Bomba Girl. We have already seen her. She's going to have 2 guns. She can also have a spec with bombs, and she can have a spec with, looks like a rocket. Number 7 looks like a robot from Apex Legends. So he's probably going to be some kind of a shooter. And I could also see him having maybe a 2-handed sword spec where he can be like a samurai robot. And then we have this number 8, that is the Paladin. Probably going to be my main character. Then we have the number 9, who's looks like some kind of a dark elf. So she could potentially be some kind of a wizard who's dealing damage with spells. She could look like. Number 10. It looks like a Viking. He looks like some kind of a mad Viking, so he's probably going to be some kind of a crazy Viking guy who's going to have spells he can throw at enemies. Maybe he's going even to have ravens as pets, and you know, can call down thunder. So he's going to be like a Norse god champion. Number 11 is actually, I'm very interested into knowing more about this guy. He looks like a druid, and I really hope he's some kind of a cool druid guy who can be a healer, so he can be like a resto druid. If that's true, he's probably going to be my main then. That would be so sick. That would be so sick, having him as like a druid healer. And so I hope he can be like, I'm sorry for mentioning other games, but I hope he would be a bit like World of Warcraft, where you have like him as he can be a resto druid, and he can be like a balanced druid where he can like be like shooting spells. So he can either be a spec where he attacks with shooting like moon spells, and he can be like a healer guy. And then the 3rd spec could be very interesting if he could actually shift into animals, or if he's going to be more like I have no clue. Yeah. Then we have the last guy who's going to look like a monster dude, and he could either be some kind of a necromancer who summons deads, you know, like zombies. So he could be like a zombie guy who summons zombies, or he could look like a guy who could be a rogue, like summoning stealth monsters. Well, not summoning, but he could be a rogue himself, like going in stealth. You know, he could basically look like an undead from, again, World of Warcraft, for example. Now we are talking, I mean, this is an MMORPG, so I think it's fine to talk about WoW also. So I think he could potentially look like an undead rogue or undead warlock. Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much the classes I believe we're getting. So it will be fun when we actually see the classes all are getting spoiled, because then you will all be able to go back to this video and be like, did Dvalin actually was he actually correct on the classes, or is he totally far away? Keep in mind, this game is first set to release, I think, late 2020 or maybe early 2021. so all the classes can change so much. But this is the early stage of it. So again, everyone, thanks for watching. Really appreciate your support, everyone, and welcome to all the new people coming over from the Corepunk community. I'm so happy to see you all over here. Thanks for everyone for subscribing and following, and leave down a comment and let me know. Do you have any other conspiracies about the classes? Please leave down a comment, let me know. Call them hero 1, 2, 3, 4, like going from this row, and let me know what you think about the classes. So thanks for watching, everyone, again. See you in another episode, and peace out.